Hello folks, just me. For those who don't know, I work as the wrestler Roughneck I work in a tag team with Keith Myatt. We're a tag team called the Mob. Um, but my real name's Keith Colville. A lifelong wrestling fan, pro wrestler, whatever, you know. Just wanted to draw a couple of things to people's attention with regards to this whole Marc Pearson thing that's getting far more credence than what it actually deserves. For the record, don't dislike Marc. I've always been one of his staunchest supporters when it comes to his reviews, and do enjoy reading them and listening to them and watching them. I think he makes some very valid points. And yeah, more power to him for giving them a go. Might choose a bit of scenery than a few dodgy, dirty pots and pans in the background. Like, I think you want to be professional in that, Marc. You might want to do something about that, my son, because that would be unprofessional, wouldn't it? Yeah, the reason why I've brought this to Marc's attention was just as a rebuttal, really. Just a couple of things to clear up before we start. First, I think the logical thing to do for me would be to apologise to Marc, just simply on the basis that I think when I said that future shockitis, I think it was maybe a little bit underhanded and a bit unfounded. So for that, I apologise. You know, I hope it hasn't been took out of context. I just feel that, you know, I've seen some of the reviews of Future Shock and they've been pretty glowing. But like he says, for you, they tick all the boxes, so that's fine. Yeah, so again, apologise for that. Number two, just to clear a couple of things. Another thing. It said on his Facebook that I had deleted him off. Just for the record, I deleted Marc off about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It wasn't done then. On the back of that, because I wouldn't do that. I deleted him because I had a massive clear out about 3 or 4 weeks ago to people who I seldom speak to be honest with you. Yeah, so that was the reason why he come off there. I had nothing to do with that. He's been off for about 3 or 4 weeks. If I'm being brutally honest, I was kind of bored of seeing updates of him about fuck my life, all this shit, you know, I fucking can't keep a job down, all that. I've got problems in my arm without looking at other people's. So that's the reason why it was done for. There's no malice intended. It's just I don't need that in my life right now. I don't buy into that fucking FML or fuck my life culture or anything like that. Yeah, so the reason why I've got, like it says, I've got no problem with Marc as a person. I've got no problem with his critique of shows per se. All I was wondering was, based on what I got told earlier on in the day, whether there was going to be a level of a balanced critique of the last PCW show, okay? And the reason was this, okay? Now I'm going to bring something to your attention, right, that nobody knows about, okay? But I just thought I need to raise it up anyway because this is the reason why I was questioning it for, okay? So, now in Marc's thing, he says he was letting the past be the past, okay? I'm not 100% sure about that, but whatever. To be fair to Marc, since seeing his review, it's not as bad as what potentially could have been. That is the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention, because this is what I got. This is what he got. We had a conversation, and this is what I was saying. PCW could be the greatest show on earth, but I will hold a grudge against them for all my days for what they did to my YouTube channel. So I didn't want to go to the show apart from to see Tozawa. Fair enough, great match. And don't want to go again if I can help it. Problem is, my entire crew always go, so I always feel like I've got to go. So that was the reason why I was saying, could Mark give an honest critique? Because he always told me that he wasn't even going to be doing any more PCW reviews because he thought they were more trouble than what they're worth, which I don't totally agree with, because, like he says, I think there's stuff that he says that is very valid. So that was the reason why it was brought to my attention that he was in a pissed off mood, so he was going to write a review. He was going to do a review about PCW. I think I'm well within my rights, given that I should question whether it could be straight down the middle, whether it could be unbiased, whether it could be a balanced observational critique of the show, because that is not reflective of what he said in his review. Okay, that was the only reason why I brought it up for. What am I supposed to think prior to this? Okay, like I said, it was that what I said was potentially. I says he could surprise and shock me. In fact, if I go into this, one of his friends, I think she's called Scarlett. We had a nice conversation, and I think it may have come across that I had a problem with it, and this is what I've said. Please understand that I believe everyone has the right to an opinion, and every opinion is as valid as the next person's. That's why we have free speech, because we've earned the right to use it. Look to me, for example. There are some people who go to PCW shows and my ring style seemingly offends them. If it offends them that much, take a piss break or go and buy a pint. You paid your ticket, you're entitled to say what you say and do what you want. As long as the majority ain't taking a piss or buying a pint then my work is done. I will, however, do what I can to entertain everyone, but I believe that has to be impossible. Now, getting back to Mark, I have been one of his staunchest supporters and defended him when there was all that carry on with him with PCW. My issue is this: I struggle to grasp the concept of his impartiality, given that the previous bullshit that went down, the fact that he didn't go to the show with an open mind, and by his own admission, he didn't like PCW and didn't want to be there at all. He may shock me and give me an objective critique. I just think, given the aforementioned, that it may not, and that's why I brought this to his attention. For Stephen Flutter is defensive by nature of his product, but I think that improvements can be made. But given Mark's and his previous carry on, I would believe that the comments will be constructive to the point of them being valid enough to constitute them being taken on board, given the past. This is the bit where I'm struggling to comprehend, I'm afraid. As I said to Mark, he is entitled to his opinion and he should just do what he sees fit. Just don't be surprised if I question the validity of it. I'm going to reserve judgment, however, until I've seen it, however. All the best. Thank you for your message. So, in a nutshell, that's the reason why I brought it to his attention. I've seen the review. I think there's a lot of valid points in there. Do I think he missed the mark on a few things? Yes. But again, that is just my opinion. So yeah, the kind of thing that I'm doing this for is because that's professional. Okay, that's you want to be professional. That's fine. When you are critiquing my work, for example, you're critiquing Roughneck, the character, and what I can do in the ring. That's fine. Yeah, you don't know me as a person. If you did, you wouldn't have called me a fucking idiot. Because that's what you did do. You said, what an idiot. Alright? Now, that's not sitting well with me. I'll take it on board from somebody who I know. If some, if it was somebody like I don't know, like a close friend, and you went, Keith, you're an idiot. All right, fair enough, right? But you haven't earned that right to call me an idiot, not on a personal level anyway. So let it be known that I resent the fact that you call me that. If it had been 10 years ago, I'd have just drove down to Cruise store or wherever you are, and I'd have give you a backhander. But that's not me no more. You know, I'm 37, not 17. You know, I've got a wife, I've got a son. I don't need to do that no more. To be honest with you, if I'm being brutally honest, you probably is not worth the charge sheet in that respect. But then again, don't hold that against, like it says, that's no diss on yourself. Nobody's worth a charge sheet. Alright? But I do resent the fact that you've called me that. So if you're a man, you'll apologise. If you want to go on about your business and do whatever you got to do, go and do it. I'll be honest with you, after I've said my piece, I'll not lose a great deal of sleep, irrespective. Like it says, I think when the shit hit the fan with you in Florida, I was one of, I kind of was to a certain degree, though I was trying to be down the middle, I was kind of like on your side, and that's the reason why I try to, mediate between the two of you, so you could come and meet some common ground, and I thought like that was kind of achieved. But when I saw stuff like that, obviously that wasn't the case. And again, that was the reason why I called your objectivity and questionable bias. That was the only reason why I brought it up. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I've said what I need to say. Like I said, I've seen your review. Like I said, I think it's an honest appraisal, if I'm being honest with you. Do I think it's right? I think you hit the nail on the head with a few things. Missed the mark on another. Like for instance, he says that Sam Bailey wasn't hardly in the ring. This is why I'm questioning some of the things. He was in the ring, like there was a 12-minute match, 13-minute match. He was in the ring for about 8 or 9 of them because he took the heat in the match. So it makes you wonder how much you actually paying attention to the show as well. That's just my opinion. Okay. Yeah. So like it says, I think Mark should keep doing his blogs and stuff. He seems to enjoy doing it, and God bless him for doing them. But I'd be a little bit more selective as to who you call an idiot in future. Like I said, I don't believe you've earned that right. Very few people have. And you certainly don't fit that criteria to have done so. But I hope you get this message. I hope it comes across in the way that's supposed to, which is just to be a bit of a rebuttal as to what you've said. Okay. So, like I said, there's no malice here. There's no ill feeling. You've said what you've had to say. I've said what I've had to say. Like it says, I hope you do come to the PCW shows. I hope whatever negative feelings you've got there, I hope you can come to the shows and enjoy them, and the improvements that you want to see are made. Okay, if you don't want to come to them, okay, the world will keep turning, and so on and so forth. Like I says, leave you to it. Best of luck. Bye.